All right, hello and welcome back. So, last time we dug into how Arduino deals with numbers, right? Well, today we're going to tackle the other side of the coin, text. Let's jump right in and figure out how to get your Arduino speaking in actual words. Okay, so you've gotten pretty good at storing sensor data, blinking LEDs, all that stuff that uses numbers. But what about words? I mean, what if you want your project to show a message on a screen, like system OK or temperature is too high? You're going to need a way to work with letters and sentences. So how do we actually do that?
Well, it all starts with the absolute smallest piece of any word, just a single character. And for that job, Arduino has a very specific tool for us. It's called char.
The best way to think about a char is, well, it's like a single Scrabble tile, you know? It can only hold one letter, one number, one symbol at a time. That's it. It's really the most fundamental building block for text, designed to hold just one character.
Now, you might be thinking a character is just a letter, like A or B, but in programming, it's a bit broader than that. A character can also be a number, like 7, or a symbol, like the $sign. Heck, even a blank space counts. Every single one of those is considered a character.
Okay, pay close attention here, because the syntax is super important. When you declare a char variable, you have to type char, all lowercase by the way. Then you give it a name, and you assign it a value that's wrapped in single quotes. That's the absolute key takeaway. Char always uses single quotes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And this next part is kind of like a pro tip. It gives you a peek behind the curtain at how the computer is actually thinking. Let's check out the secret code that's behind every single character.
So this right here, this is just a tiny little snippet of something called the ASCII chart. Basically, ASCII is this universal standard that gives every single character its own unique number. So in the Arduino's world, the capital letter A isn't really A, it's just the number 65. B is 66, C is 67, and it just keeps going. Every character has its own secret numeric code.
And this is where things get really interesting. You can actually declare a char variable and just give it the number, no quotes or anything. And because you already told the Arduino, hey, this is a char variable, it's smart enough to know that 65 doesn't mean the number 65. It knows you're talking about the character that corresponds to 65, which is A. How cool is that?
All right, so char is perfect for a single letter, but come on, most of the time we want to write whole words, maybe even full sentences. To do that, we have to level up to a much more powerful tool, and that tool is the string.
So let's put these two side by side. A char, that's for one single character. You use single quotes, and the word char is all lowercase. A string, on the other hand, is for a whole bunch of characters. It uses double quotes, and this is the one that gets a lot of people. It starts with a capital S. Getting these differences down is absolutely crucial.
See, with a string, you can store an entire message in one go. Now, take a look at this example. We've got a whole sentence here, but what's that weird \n thing doing right in the middle? Well, that's not a mistake. It's actually a special command. That little nen is what we call a new line character. And honestly, it works exactly like hitting the Enter key on your keyboard. When the program is printing out the text and it hits that nen, it says, okay, time to move down to the next line. So it prints everything before it, hops down, and then keeps printing whatever's next. It's a super handy trick for formatting your text and breaking it up into paragraphs. Okay, let's do a quick recap of the two main ways we can handle text in Arduino. Because really, it all just comes down to picking the right tool for the job you're trying to do. And here it is, all laid out nice and simple. If you're dealing with just one single character, you're going to use char with single quotes. If you need anything more than that, a word, a full sentence, you name it, you're going to use string with that capital S and double quotes. So remember the big differences: single character versus multiple characters, and single quotes versus double quotes. If you can remember that, you're golden. And just like that, you know how to give your Arduino a voice. You officially leveled up from just dealing with numbers to using letters, and now even full sentences. So really the only question left is, what's your Arduino going to say? What kind of amazing, helpful, or just plain fun messages are you going to make your project send out? The possibilities are totally wide open now.